Crossing streams during a logging or other forestry operation can be a tricky business. Anytime a piece of equipment or timber crosses over or comes close to a stream, there's a chance that dirt, mud, limbs, and other pollution could get into the water. That's why it's so important to make sure that when a stream or ditch crossing is needed, it is done in a way that protects the water and keeps it clean. To ensure that logging and forestry operations in North Carolina protect water quality, the state enacted rules in January of 1990 called the Forest Practices Guidelines related to water quality, or as they're more commonly known, the FPGs. There are 9 separate sections of the FPGs, with each section outlining specific performance standards that must be achieved on logging jobs or any other type of forestry operation in the state. Section 3 of the FPGs deals with stream crossings. Ideally, crossings should be avoided, but obviously that's not always an option. When they can't be avoided, the most practical and efficient method of temporarily crossing over a stream or ditch is by using what are known as Bridgemats. Sometimes referred to as dragline mats or skidder bridges, these bridge panels may be made out of heavy wood timber, fabricated from steel beams, or constructed with industrial-strength engineered lumber. Not only do they keep tractors, logs, debris, and dirt up and out of the water, they can be used over and over again on virtually any kind of site. This video will briefly outline how to correctly install, use, and remove bridge mats on a logging job. Hopefully, this introduction will encourage you to consider using some on your logging operations in the future. Before any logging begins, it's important to prepare a pre-harvest plan. The plan should identify important aspects of the job, such as the location of roads and decks, the tract boundaries, the layout of SMZs, and the installation of any stream crossings that might be needed. To locate a good place for a stream crossing, try to find a place that has these characteristics: a straight crossing over the stream, a place where the stream is narrow, solid footing on either side of the stream to support bridge mats and equipment, and high ground on both sides of the stream at the crossing location. These factors will make bridge mat installation much easier. Selecting a good crossing location also protects the stream conditions during and after the logging operation. Let's look at some examples of bridge mats, then watch a mat being installed and used. Wooden mats are the more affordable type and typically last 2 to 3 years, depending on how often and how hard they are used. Steel bridges may cost quite a bit more, but if properly built and maintained, can last for many more years than the wood mats. In addition, steel bridges can be built in much longer sections, which allows for better crossing stability and stream channel protection. Longer steel bridge mats are often needed in areas of the coastal plain, where wide ditches and canals are common. Wooden mats are typically built in lengths of 20 to 25 feet, while steel mats may extend to 30 or even 40 feet. When installing the mats, any kind of suitable equipment can be used, so long as it can get to the crossing location without damaging the ground or timber nearby. Since ground vegetation, brush, and tree roots help keep the soil from washing away, it is important to only clear out as small an area as needed to cross the stream or ditch. Remove just enough to securely set the bridge mats and provide enough clearance for your equipment and trucks. This may require having to cut stumps down almost flush with the ground so the bridge mats and equipment have stable ground to rest on. Avoid digging up or pushing out large stumps. This will create a hole lined with unstable soil which can easily wash away into the stream and pollute the water, even long after the logging job is finished. Any bare dirt area that threatens to pollute the stream will need to be stabilized and reseeded as described under Section 9 of the North Carolina FPGs. Extensive site rehabilitation can erase profits from a logging operation. Any brush, slash, lapse, or tree debris that have to be removed for the bridge mats should be placed near the approach corners of the bridge location to help act as a filter barrier to prevent any dirt or tree limbs from being dragged into the stream channel. Here is an example of placing a steel bridge mat with a grapple skidder. Knuckle boom loaders or backhoes can also be used. Just about anything, as long as you keep the equipment out of the stream. Once the bridge is securely in place, it may be necessary to scrape out some kind of turnout or wing ditch on both approaches to the bridge. This creates a place for any running water or mud to turn away and stay out of the stream channel. Remember, the whole idea of using bridge mats is to keep dirt and debris out of the water. When using bridge mats for skidding, some extra things need to be looked at before and during the logging operation. Leave standing large bumper trees on the timber side of the bridge. These bumper trees will help guide the skidder pulls and line up the logs for a straight across pass over the bridge mats. If there are no trees to use for bumpers, lay down some large trees with their tops still attached in a position that forces the skidder operator to line up the tractor and logs for a straight-on crossing. Just be sure to place these guide trees far enough back so the dragged logs don't snag them, and pull them into the stream when crossing over. In addition to the bumper trees or guide trees, it may be helpful to create a side barrier along one or both sides of the bridge mats by using delimbed and topped logs. In some cases, you may be able to lay down a large log on either side of the bridge mat and chain it to a bumper tree on each side of the stream channel crossing. This side barrier log helps to keep the logs and trees from rolling over the edges, thereby keeping debris and dirt out of the stream channel. During the logging operation, it is very important to inspect the bridge mat on a regular basis. Make sure the bridge mats are on solid footing and have not shifted. Keep an eye on the bumper and guide trees as well as any side barrier logs. Make sure they are still sturdy and won't pose a hazard by snapping or breaking in two. After all the logging is completed and the stream crossing is no longer needed, you can begin to remove the bumper trees, guide trees, and side barriers for processing at the loading deck. Make sure that any tractor work that may be needed to repair or seed over skid trails, turnouts, roads, or log decks are completed before you pull up the bridge mats. Once they're pulled up, you won't be able to get back across. Don't forget to stabilize the approach areas to the bridge mat crossing on both sides. Any disturbed or bare soil in the first 50 to 100 feet of the bridge mat approach should be stabilized. This may include such tasks as building water bars or sediment pits, creating brush piles to block any runoff from flowing into the stream, seeding over skid trails, roads, and approach areas, and installing silt fences or hay bales. Once you're completely finished and ready to move off the tract, simply pull up the bridge mats in the reverse order of how they were put down. After bringing the bridge mats out of the woods, clean any debris or dirt still on the mats, then closely examine them to make sure they are in good condition and structurally sound. Cleaning them off and inspecting them before hauling them over the public roads will help ensure safety on the road and prevent any debris from blowing or falling onto the road surface. Using bridge mats may seem a little too fancy for cutting a few trees on the other side of the stream, But investing the time and money to build or purchase, correctly install and use Bridgemats can save much more in the long run. The North Carolina Forest Service loans out Bridgemats across the state for short-term use by loggers. To request a loan of our Bridgemats or to learn more information about best management practices, FPGs, or Bridgemats, contact your County Forest Service office or visit the water quality section of our website at www.dfr.state.nc.us. Or you can call our central office at 919-733-2162.